Welcome to day 3 on Royal Caribbean. Today we are docking in Phuket, Thailand, and we have a massive adventure planned. We are taking a 2-hour journey north to the famous Phang Nga Bay to see the James Bond Island and the floating village. But here is the big question. Is a 5 hours round trip bus ride worth it for a few photos? Stay tuned because these days had some incredible highs and a traffic nightmare I never want to experience again. It is 6:20 am. We are up early because we have a 7:30 am excursion briefing. Coastal Kitchen doesn't open until 6:30 am, so we headed to the Windjammer Marketplace. Even at this hour, it is packed. Clearly, everyone has the same idea today. We managed to snag a nice table by the window to catch the sunrise. You know, while I love the exclusivity of Coastal Kitchen, the Windjammer wins on variety. There are just so many choices here compared to the set menu in this suite dining. Sometimes you just want a big buffet breakfast to fill up for a long day. By 7:15 am, Phuket was coming into view. We have been incredibly lucky. Phuket had heavy rain for the last 2 days, but look at this, blue skies. We look like we have a perfect day for outdoor activities. 7:20 am, we arrived at the Royal Theatre. This is the holding pen where they organize everyone into excursion groups before dispatching us to the tenders. 7:50 am, our group is called. Time to board the tender boat to get to the island. Pro tip, if the weather is good, go straight to the upper deck of the tender. The view from the rear is the best seat in the house. Fresh air and great views of the ship as we pull away. The tender ride took about 20 minutes, landing us at the jetty at 8:10 am. By 8:20 am, we were grouped up and meeting our local tour guide for the day. At 8:30 am, we boarded the bus. Now, prepare yourselves. The jetty for Phang Nga Bay is actually quite far north.
Australia? Nice to meet you. First time here?
The drive took us a solid 2 hours, arriving at 10:30 am with just one short toilet break. At the pier, we boarded the famous Thai long-tail boat. And here's a fun fact. These boats are powered by massive lorry or truck engines mounted on the back. They are loud, powerful, and iconic. We started cruising down a river flanked by thick mangrove forests. It was nice until, boom, we hit the open sea of Phang Nga Bay. Suddenly, these massive limestone islands just rise out of the water. It is stunning. This was the highlight of the ride. We navigated through a tiny opening in the island. Wow stuff! We were lucky. The tide wasn't too high, so we could sail right through. Inside, the guide pointed out ladders hanging in the caves. That is where locals climb to harvest bird nests for soup. And look at the water clarity here. The seabed is so shallow, maybe only 2 or 3 feet deep. The limestone formations here are out of this world. These limestones have been eroded by the sea for millions of years, creating gravity-defying shapes.
Tomorrow never die.
And finally, the main event, James Bond Island. This is where they filmed The Man with the Golden Gun in 1974. Seeing that famous rock in person is a bucket list moment. 11:30 a.m. we arrived at Koh Panyi, a Muslim fishing village built entirely on stilts. We had a simple lunch here. It's fascinating. You can tell their main business is now tourism. The alleys are lined with souvenir stores. Walking past the school and seeing the kids playing volleyball on the concrete platform over the ocean, that was special. We left the village at 12:50 p.m. and headed to our next stop, the Monkey Cave. We arrived at 1:40 p.m. This is a Buddhist temple built inside a limestone cave, featuring a massive golden reclining Buddha, but is ruled by monkeys.
Excursion.
We left the cave at 2 p.m. expecting a simple drive back. We were wrong. The traffic was horrific. It took us 3 hours to get back to the dock, arriving at 5 p.m. And the worst part, no toilet breaks. We were stuck in a jam the whole time. You literally need an iron bladder for this excursion. Finally back on the tender boat, but the drama wasn't over. The local jet skis were being incredibly reckless, zooming right across the path of our tender. It was way too close for comfort. Back on board at 5:25 p.m. through security and straight to deck 4. We needed food immediately. Sorrento's Pizza to the rescue.
One classic and two pepperoni.
We got back to the room and found this lovely surprise. A cheese and fruit platter from the crew. It's these little touches that make the sweet experience so nice. We washed up and hit the concierge club at 6:45 p.m. for a drink to decompress. Dinner at Coastal Kitchen at 7 p.m. We just ordered a bunch of dishes to eat and relax.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thanks.
Welcome. Get some knife and fork for you.
This looks like abalone.
It's an eggplant. Yeah.
I thought it's abalone. This looks like abalone.
It's an eggplant.
I thought it's abalone. I'm giving you one. Yes.
So, to answer the big question, is the James Bond Island excursion worth it? Here is my honest take. The scenery at Phang Nga Bay is world class. Seeing the limestone formations, the caves, and the floating village is a unique experience you can't get anywhere else. However, you have to pay a steep price in travel time. We spent a total of 5 hours on the bus for about 2 hours of actual sightseeing. The traffic back to the ship was physically exhausting, especially with no restroom breaks. My verdict: if you have never been to Thailand and want that iconic photo, do it once. It is spectacular, but be mentally prepared for a very long, tiring day on the road. If you have been before, skip it and relax on the beach instead. Thanks for watching day 3. Make sure to subscribe to see what we get up to next.